When we first heard whisperings of inFamous Second Son about a year ago, we were very excited. Not only was there to be a continuation of the beloved superpowered series, but it was to feature a new cast, a new set of superpowers, to be built from the ground up on the infinitely superior PlayStation 4, and it was to be set in Seattle. Lovely, miserable Seattle. However, as the time rapidly approaches for us to lace up our boots and pull our beanie hats firmly, loosely, sort of perched on the back of our skulls, we had a recent hands-on with the next-gen sandbox adventure, and here's a summation of our experience. Seriously, how does that hat stay on?
Fine. When she kills someone's father tomorrow, or mother the day after that, you're the one that allowed that to happen.
Our short demo began with a choice. After a long fall through the roof of a warehouse with his pink-haired associate Fetch, Delsin is urged by his brother to allow her to be taken into custody. At this point, you can either elect to be a morally upstanding hero or deplorably villainous. Naturally, we wanted to be the bad guy. This choice saw strong words exchanged between the brothers and some light scuffling before Fetch was released, at which point she asked to meet us on the roof. In choosing the evil karma option, we had essentially corrupted Fetch, turning all her anger and hatred for being a misunderstood outcast against the people that asserted such claims. This was reflected in our mission as we traversed the city to several locations where ignorant civilians were holding peaceful anti-conduit protests. The way to clean up these fools? Well, by viciously and mercilessly attacking them, of course. There were two powers on show for our hands-on, Neon and Smoke. Each have their positives, with Smoke providing a more up-close and personal melee-based experience. You can certainly still stand back and rain down death from afar, but it's far more enjoyable to dash in, smacking foes with Delsin's deadly chain attack and leaving them to cool with a crisp, smoky finish. Traversing the environment is also an enjoyable experience. Reaching rooftops has never been easier, as Delsin can get some lovely views without having to slowly traverse windowsills and drainpipes by simply entering a ventilation shaft on the ground floor and shooting straight up to the top. In your face, Ezio. Once up there, you can still glide, albeit downward, between rooftops, providing more of a Dark Knight feeling than the oh-so-shiny Neon power. Speaking of which, switching between powers is as easy as wandering up to a neon sign or just about anything that's smoking and absorbing the substance in question. The neon power is great fun. Using melee causes the chain to become some sort of laser sword, or light rapier if you will, and a combination of grenade-like projectiles and slow-motion jets of light that sees enemies explode in a firework display of colour and dismay make it every bit as rounded as its smoke-filled alternative. Navigating Seattle is even less challenging with this power, and simply holding a button will cause Delsin to run at super speed, sticking to any surface he comes up against, much like the Flash. But anyway, back to our demo. Playing through again, we decided to be a good guy, just the once. We reassured our brother that we'd be responsible for Fetch and keep her out of trouble. Meeting her on the roof again, Fetch was persuaded to take out her anger on those that seek to do society wrong. In this case, drug dealers. Fighting our way through a series of reprobates on the docks, we meticulously checked a number of houseboats for the illegal substances before tagging the boat with some sick graffiti for Fetch to rain down beautiful neon death and destroy them. After that joyful excursion, we were forced to engage in the most tiresome of sandbox game tropes, tailing a van. Honestly, we couldn't finish this section. We've played so many variations of this type of mission since its inception that we couldn't take it seriously. We kept looking for mad ways to speed it up, getting sloppy and eventually bored of the whole affair, which was a real shame as the rest had been so damned good. If there's one thing to come out of our time with inFamous, it's that everything feels incredibly fluid. From movement to combat to how the two functions seamlessly blend, the title's mechanics have certainly seen an overhaul since the last series entry. Troy Baker and several other highly talented actors are on board to bring the world to life, and from what we've seen, the story's looking really quite decent as well.
And of course, the only downside being that, nope, can't think of anything. This is pretty freaking awesome.
inFamous Second Son is beautiful, well-designed, and features a main character that can have a shower without risking fatal electrocution. It's worrying that such uninteresting sandbox game stereotypes have made it into the final product, but nevertheless, we can't wait to get our hands on it in a couple of weeks' time. Are you looking forward to the PS4's first open-world game? Let us know in the comments below, and thanks for watching.